We got TGIF with my man the back.
Except it's Wednesday.
It's TGIW. I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't know what day it is.
Look, that's norm for me. I never know what day it is. I'm constantly looking at my calendar going, wait a minute, what's today again?
Mm-hmm.
One of the beauties of working from home. I mean, I
Yeah.
called Libby in a panic Sunday because I was like, my mailman never came and picked up yesterday. What do I do? It was snowing, so they never showed. And of course, Nick's doing their whole motto: rain, snow, whatever. We're always coming, whatever their thing is.
Which is not true anymore. They don't come no matter what.
You're in the Scranton Mountains outside of Scranton,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. It is true.
Your guy
I
kicks
told
butt.
Molly, I was like, look, there was a tree down in my driveway. I had no power. Nothing was, plowed.
Yeah.
I walk outside and there's my mailman. I'm like, what? I don't have packages. I don't have any electricity.
But back to Molly's story, that didn't happen on a Sunday.
So I was all panicked because they didn't pick up Saturday, but I didn't think it was Saturday. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Do I need to notify eBay that the weather they didn't pick up? We knew like they could have picked up, but they didn't pick up. And Libby was like, it's okay because it was Saturday. Oh. Was it really Saturday? Because I felt like it was
out so bad.
I love it. Yeah, you guys you got a couple inches of snow. That was, yeah.
Yeah, we got, I want to say about 4. I thought it was 3, but then I really looked at it, probably about 4 inches.
Yeah.
Y'all, I texted Samantha and said, your neighborhood sneezed on our neighborhood.
Yes.
For her, that's about what it was. A little sneeze.
We had gotten the same amount, but I mean, we just call it a little like a dusting. Like that's just a normal amount of snow to get.
Well, let me tell you what happened here. School shut down early Friday because it was coming. It started at like 1. They were closed Monday. Now, it stopped snowing Sunday by 10 a.m. I mean, really, when I woke up, there might have been a few flurries. School was closed Monday. And then I was talking to somebody Tuesday. Oh, I went to my doctor's appointment. She's like, we've got to get these kids back in school. I'm like, are they out today too? She's
right.
Like, was closed Tuesday. So I'm assuming they're back today. I can't fathom that they're not, but I can't believe that they were out Tuesday too.
So I'm super used to we don't call off school for anything. If anything, at the end of the year, they'll just call. We get 6 snow days built into our schedule in the state of Michigan. Right. And if we don't use them, which we rarely do, then they'll just start calling like random, like they'll just plan it. They'll be like, all right, guys, we're going to send all your kids home on Friday and probably next Tuesday. Like they just plan it out. But I am in a Facebook group now for Maria's future university that she was accepted to. And I'm not used to this world, even though.
Do we have news? Like hold the flipping phone. What?
Not
you just slip that in there.
North Carolina.
It's not North Carolina. So she's actually was mad at North Carolina because she applied and they screwed up her application and she didn't have anybody to get a hold to fix it. Oh, it was a mess. But that's fine. She only applied to the 2, Michigan State and then the one in North Carolina for veterinary stuff. She got accepted. She found out Christmas Eve at Christmas Eve dinner at like 6-7 o'clock at night that she got accepted to Michigan State University for one of their veterinary, I think in the veterinary nurse program to start with. It'll get her into the world. So she'll be going there for the next like 10 years to do her veterinary stuff. So that was super excited. So we've been doing all the early admission stuff. And now I'm in these Michigan State University Facebook groups, which I don't know if any of our viewers will understand, but I am a University of Michigan fan. Go Blue. And having a child that is a Spartan is killing me. And being in these Facebook groups is killing me. But the funny thing is,
I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay.
Right. It's a
blue and yellow make green. I mean, can we not?
No. Oh God, Molly. So yeah, we are now a house divided. But the funny thing was even though it's a Michigan school and they're farther south, so it's not as crazy as up here, but they still get snow and ice and all that. The parents that are in this parent group are from obviously all over the country. And they're like, we need to all band together and call the school to make sure that they salt all of the sidewalks appropriately because my child slipped this morning. And we need to, it's supposed to be like -20 next week or maybe the end of this week. And they're like, what do you mean they won't call off school? And like reading the stories, there's alumni in there and they're like, in 1994, we rioted and they called school off for low temps and we all went to the bar. So I think it's fine. Like oh my gosh, it's hilarious. But also the amount of people that don't live around here. And they're like, their kids are calling because they're like, I'm cold. And everybody's like, did you buy them a winter jacket? Like, did you?
They're from Greensboro, North Carolina. Break.
Right.
So how far is the school is the university from you?
It's about 4 hours, I believe. It's it's a state capital of Michigan, Lansing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and she'll have my cousins like an hour away. One of Maria's grandparents is an hour away. So she has family down there and she'll be good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would have taken better care of her had she come to North Carolina.
I know.
I can vouch for that.
Right.
Molly took very good care of Emma while she was down in the area. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd love to be Aunt Molly. Come on, man.
Maria's plan was either she got into University of Michigan or she went into the Air Force. So she was celebrating becoming a Spartan, and I was celebrating that she's not going to the Air Force.
Right. All right, y'all. When you're here, give us a shout out in the comments. Let us know you're here.
Yeah, let us know how your new year is starting. Is it off to a good start? What's all happening in the new year?
Yeah. So we're not going to talk about mine. My new year starts like, I don't know, tomorrow or something, next week. We'll start it on Monday. We'll pull a Molly and just start it on Monday and it'll be fine. Yeah. But how have your guys I literally haven't talked to you guys in like a week. So how's it been going?
Do you want to interview us, Samantha? There's our friend Pam of Wednesday.
We did a spotlight with Pam and I didn't even get to be there. And like, I've missed so much. Like, are you selling things? How's it? Did you give up eBay yet?
What? No, never. No. Yeah, things are good. I didn't think I hit my numbers last week. And then when I saw my payout, I was like, wait a minute, I did hit my numbers. I must have miscalculated. Or maybe living a little extra in there just to know.
Oh, yeah, because I do that. Mm-hmm.
Right.
I just have money to just shower on people. Sure.
So I had to laugh though, y'all. And I know I've pulled this up a couple of times, but in conversation, but the humor of being an everything seller is not just the things that come in sometimes that make you laugh, but it's when you go to do your shipping and you look at what you have on your table and you're like, that is some crazy random stuff, like night and day.
Yes.
So we were shipping the other day and I sold a New Tags Hammett handbag for $180.
Nice.
And 2 crayons for $13.
Right. Right. Were they so those
in between? But I just laughed at these two sitting on the table. I'm like, here's a almost $200 handbag and $13 of vintage 2 crayons.
Now, were they like individual crayons or like packs? 2 crayons.
2 crayons. Just 2.
Oh my gosh.
2 crayons.
That's awesome.
Here's what I want to tell you all. And this is how I just listed more from another one. I love to go, obviously sourcing, but I go to estate sales. And one of the things that I love are the vintage cardboard, like pencil boxes that kids used. They used to, I'm getting ready to, excuse me.
Bless you. Shoot, I'm getting her sick.
You are.
Dang it.
I'm getting you sick now. You're getting me sick. Bounced it back and forth. Anyway.
I loved my pencil box. I had one with the map of the United States on it.
I sold one of those not long ago. Did you see that?
I missed it. You're selling so fast, I can't even keep up. Yeah.
I know. Well, that's because my shipping is quick. He likes to ship like that. But so I get them, and of course, sometimes they've got random junk in them, and they're just like, yeah, just take it for $1, whatever, throw the stuff out inside. I don't ever throw it out. I look through it. So that's where I found these 2 crayons, and I'm like, you know what? Let me look. I know people talk about rare crayons. Well, these weren't like one of those mega rare, but one was blue-green, and the other one was green-blue. And I thought, why not put 2 together and sell a blue-green and a green-blue in a set of crayons?
I love it.
So I got another one that I just opened up this past week and was listing stuff out of it. And I was surprised. There are a bunch of used vintage pencils, like sharpened, some with erasers, some without. Just random pencils, some branded, some advertisement. But I put a set of, 13 of them together in a little thing because I was going to toss them. And then I went, after I looked, I was like, okay, why would I toss them when I can list them real quick? And that was like the day before the crayons sold. And the crayons sold, and I'm like, okay, I'm glad I did that because there were like vintage metal, like paper clips, the big office like clips. I did 2 of those steel. And something else I got out of there that I listed, and then the box itself. So I went through, pulled some. Oh, it was one of those tiny pocket New Testament Bibles that was vintage. That was in the box. So sometimes
I was wondering where that came from. Okay,
yeah. Sometimes you buy these things because you like it, but then you find these things inside that, hey,
I love doing that.
Yeah. So it was fun.
Oh, guess what I sold last week? Molly might not remember this because I don't know if she was here, but the Pocket Freud.
Oh, I saw that. I did see that.
Yep.
What did you sell it for?
Oh, no. So I priced it at, I think, $89, and I took an offer of $40 after it was up for a couple weeks, which I was thrilled with. Yeah.
Nice.
It was just a little junky.
Yeah.
Pocket Freud, but there was none out there, so
I
listed it high, and I'm happy with it.
I love it.
Almost threw it out. If it wasn't for Char, don't judge it, just list it.
Don't judge it.
It would have been thrown out. It just looks like garbage on the top of one of the box lots I bought at the auction.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
So I got something on consignment last week, and I was like, really? Like, what is the point of this? I see these at garage sales all the time for like 25 cents or in the free box, like whatever. Nope, sold today for $14 on Etsy. And it was one of these steamers, these metal, and it's stainless, made in the USA. And I thought it was worthless. I mean, $14 isn't anything crazy, but I'm shocked that it sold within like days of being listed.
So, too, though, Samantha, like, how hard was that to list?
Right?
I mean, for
it actually sold twice on Etsy, and so I kind of screwed up a little bit the first time because I mark everything up on Etsy. The first time I had it listed for $18 on Etsy. It sold, and the guy messaged me and said, "Oh, I bought this on accident." Whatever, so I canceled it. The next day I relisted it. I've kind of been in a brain fog, being sick, and I relisted it, and I was just like, "Oh, it's listed for 12 everywhere, 14, whatever. This thing's not going to sell." And it sold like the same day for 14 plus shipping.
Wow.
But yeah, I'll be watching for those. Yes. Oh, good job.
Right. Yes.
Wizard of Oz magnets. How about that? You go, girl. $99 sale. Boom.
I think you did those during a come list with us. Or maybe it was in the 24-hour room. I don't remember.
One or the other, but I remember her. I remember that.
Yeah.
Which is odd for me because I'm not in those rooms as much as y'all are. So, but I do remember those.
Yeah.
People were getting a treat last week, though. There was a day or two where all 3 of us were in the 24-hour co-working room, and along with several other people, but it was an anomaly.
Yeah. I'm really trying to get there more. My problem is I just don't focus as well when I'm in there.
Or if your husband's home.
Well, and if he's home, then that can be disruptive, and it's, hard to be a part of it when he's blah, 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 all over the place.
Mhm.
But for me too during the week, but I am trying in my new 12-week year schedule. I have the afternoon hours blocked off for listing. And so I'm just trying to go in there and knock out my items during that time, because even though it's hard for me to concentrate, I don't want to miss out. Like I might get a little bit of FOMO when I'm not in there with
I feel
everybody.
like when
I
I've been
know.
in there with you, you're pretty flippin' focused.
It's hard though, and this is what
Yeah.
I worry about. I worry about, see, look at me worrying about what people think about me, that I am like ignoring or salty, or because I'm always just
Oh,
like
we
this.
we
Do you
know
think
that's just your
do you feel
personality.
that way about
That's
anybody
fine.
else when they're
No.
concentrating?
No,
Well, why would they feel that way about you?
I don't know, because that's what
Molly.
we do to ourselves, y'all.
Molly, I am here. I'm going to be back. I'm not as sick anymore. I will be the one with the resting bee face and the cranky attitude, and the rest of you guys will look just like sunshine and roses all the time. It'll be okay.
Right.
It's fine.
Now that you're
It's
back,
fine.
safety method.
All right, guys. So I went to the auction on Sunday solo.
Poor Avery.
So all right. So my son loves to go to the auction with me, right? Like it's our thing. He texts me on Monday and he's like, oh gosh. He's like, oh, look at the lamp I got on Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, were you having a little auction FOMO? And he's like, yeah, I was literally surfing Facebook Marketplace for hours because I needed like my auction fix, because he's he lives hours away. So yeah, it was really funny. But yeah, I had a thought, like when I go to this auction, right? Like it's country, it's it's rural, it's interesting. I stick out like a flippin' sore thumb. Like it's almost like a comedy. Like it's just weird.
Well, maybe you should try wearing like overalls or work boot. Like I'm
They do
imagining.
have black wax stuff you can cover a tooth with, so it looks like you're.
Oh, they're not like that. It's not that country.
I am imagining. Yeah, that's more by you, Molly. I mean, come on. I am imagining. I don't remember what the name of the show was, but there was a show on like Netflix or whatever, and they took those little booklets you guys have up there, almost like little classifieds or whatever, and they went and they were swapping things back and forth. I remember the entire cast of that show. That's what I imagine, because I think they were like Pennsylvania and then up to like New England side or whatever, but they all had overalls on all the time, and they, what did they call it? They were knocking, and I don't know, but they would just knock on people's doors and just start making deals. It was like the super redneck version of American Pickers, like super. By that, I mean like half my family would be totally right next to them. So I'm not being mean to anybody, because I'm all for that. But yeah, it was a funny show.
Yeah, it's like almost all men. There's a couple women, but it's funny. It's funny. Yeah.
At least there's. I have only went to a couple auctions here. And the one at the auction house, when Podunk Picker, everybody go like him, Podunk Picker invited me to the one that's about an hour away. And we went out there. And half of it was collectible coins. Do they spend hours on coins at your auctions?
They do a lot of coins, but do they spend hours on it? No, they mix it up really, really well.
Good.
And yeah, because that would be just.
I mean, this guy was trying, but like between the coins and the fishing lures, because we're a big fishing area up here, and they all have these handmade different lures and stuff. And I was talking to a few people, and they're like, yeah, they get these with pretty much every estate or every whatever. And they only have so many auctions at the auction house. Like they only have like a couple a year. And so they save them up and then do them at the auctions. Oh my Lord. I was like, I just want
torture.
I just want the box lots at the end. Just give me the box lots. That's all I want.
Yeah. So I got some box lots. I got some miniatures. I bought a giant wooden house filled with miniatures and a box lot of miniatures. And
you are nailing it on the miniatures of these auctions.
I think I'm really loving it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Now I don't know if this will be as lucrative as the last lot I got, but hopefully. Yeah.
The auction house, do they have food? The auction house does like a good pulled pork sandwich, or they got bratwurst. Like, yeah. So snack time, definitely. Fishing lures, you would be in heaven at some of these auctions.
See,
definitely.
that's the hard thing about like when they mix it up, right? Because you don't want to step out because they mix it up so much. So it's not like, all right, they're going to be doing coins for the next 20 minutes. It's like, no. And the snack is in a different building.
Oh, see, ours is just,
I've never eaten there.
We only have seating for like 20 or 30 people. And then the snacks are like right in the back.
That's at the old auction house I used to go to. The snacks were in the back. Oh man, they made the best halushki. Oh my God.
What's a halushki?
What is that? Halushki.
That's sounded like you said Molly Liska like really fast or something.
No.
Like
halushki is like it's Polish. It's like the broad egg noodles, cabbage, like fried cabbage and onion.
Oh,
delish, but I've never heard that.
We love some cabbage. That sounds great.
All right, I'll have to make that for you guys.
Yeah,
we'll be expecting that this summer.
I'll be there in a couple months, so it sounds great. So my
mom's so excited you're coming here.
Me too. I'm so excited. Awesome. So I had a Facebook Marketplace screw up. Yeah, I got really excited because in my auction group, there's always tons of stuff in there. I don't really pay attention to it because otherwise I'd have a shopping problem. Lord knows I have enough inventory here. I don't need to go and buy it. So, but I was cleaning up some posts and I saw one that was still active, and it was a camera. Let me share my screen. It was a 35 millimeter like film camera. Mm-hmm. And I did some comps real quick. Whoops. And it seemed pretty good. It's a Pentax K1000, like looks pretty cool. I'm like, okay, that's great. Comps were like 200 plus for the camera. So I was like, all right, their starting bid was $30. So super pumped, won it for 40. I won it. And I didn't think about the fact that I was going to have to leave my house and go get it.
Oh. And
I didn't set anything up with her ahead of time of like, hey, can you drop it off here? What? And I don't know this person. I don't normally deal with her. So I left my house. I wasn't like super gross on that day, but I left my house. I went, I gave her the money. I like ran with it. I just left. Well, when I got home, this is what it looks like when you look through the thing in the back, not the lens, because the lens was off. Yeah, it's so weird. It's almost like a fuzz, but it's like we took the lens off the front. Like we took it apart as much as we could take it apart, and it wasn't anywhere. Like everything else looks great. There is a chip on this lens, obviously a little chip there, but you couldn't really tell when you looked through it or anything like that. I don't know. So it's listed for parts. I should still be able to
list it for. Oh yeah.
I spent 40. I listed it for I think 99. So I should still be able to like, I'll definitely make my money back, if not double, because I saw other ones that were being sold for parts. And they were still selling for, between like $60 and $100. So it should be okay.
Awesome.
But not what I was like, I'm going to get this and I'm going to list it and I'm going to feel great about, listing this $300 bundle and I'm going to be done for the day, because I was just trying to find like bangers throughout the week because I feel like crap. And so I was just trying to I was like, that's going to be my banger for the day. And then I brought it home and we're taking it apart and my husband's looking at it. I'm like, okay, well, what else do we have around here?
Oh, that's a real bummer.
So inspect things when you go and get it and look through things and look at stuff. And I probably still would have bought it, but I would have bought it for like $5, $10.
You know, we give this advice so often, like I talk about this on my sourcing videos so often, and yet you still make mistakes. You know, there's still going to be times that you just got to hope they're not enormous mistakes, you know. But
Yeah.
you're going to make them.
Yeah.
You can't fine tooth comb everything. And especially when you're in the heat of a moment. I mean, you didn't feel well. You just wanted to get it and get home. And
I felt so bad. Like her wife answered the door and she's standing there talking to me. The dog is barking, but like it's cute and I'm trying to pet it. And like I'm trying not to cough on her. I'm trying to step away. I'm like heavy breathing. I'm just so like as soon as they handed it to me, I handed her the money and it was like thank you. And I literally ran away and then had a coughing fit in my car. Like it was I was just trying not to be gross on them and stuff. And then I got home and I'm like, crap.
Aww. Yeah, well, I did that just at the
everybody.
auction. What was a couple weeks ago? I bought those 2 ceramic Christmas trees, the vintage, you know, the traditional vintage ones.
Yep.
And got them home, and they were missed. Like the base, neither base fit one of them, and it was just like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, not really a nightmare, but it was super disappointing because I thought I was going to be selling like 2 complete trees, and so I sold the bases. And
I was just going to ask that. Yeah.
Really, they all sold. It's like within 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yay.
Yeah, something like that. So that was cool, but and on all different platforms too.
Yeah. And the good thing about
eBay,
the good thing about those trees is that is one thing that consistently parts out and sells well.
I didn't know that you could
a
part
single
them out.
Star, the little, you know, colorful light things, even if you had the star topper, you see so many people that are listing those trees and they're like missing the star. So, you know, if you just come across a star, somebody's going to buy it because people are missing it, you know?
Yeah.
So
Samantha, guess what I got?
What?
For free at the auction.
Lincoln
Logs. Lincoln Logs. Vintage Lincoln Logs. Yeah. So I don't know. They might be. I might be sending those your way. I don't know if I have I don't even know what's what or what part. Like,
I literally sold broken ones yesterday.
What?
My husband was just looking at me, and I said, "Well, these ones sold. I took an offer. They were on sale, and I took an offer. It was like $5 or $6 or something for the baggie of them. Maybe like a dozen, not even, maybe like 10 pieces." And they were all the ones that had like cracks in them or maybe bite marks, or they were flawed in like any sense of the word. They were the ones I set them aside and I just make their own little lot and they still sell. I don't know what these people are using them for, but they still sell.
Wow.
I love it.
All right. Well, either you're getting them or I'll need your guidance on them. I'm not sure. I'm thinking I'm voting for giving you the Lincoln Logs.
I love Lincoln Logs. I'm all about, I will pay the shipping. We got this.
What was I going to say about those Lincoln Logs? I can't remember. Oh, how do you ship the Lincoln Logs? Do you buy
bubble mailer?
Bubble mailer, really?
I put them in a bubble mailer. Yep. They're not going to break, especially the flawed ones. They're already flawed.
Yeah, I would be nervous about that. Okay.
No, I've shipped tons of them. Yeah, I just pop them in a bubble mailer.
Wow.
And the nice thing is, I mean, I'm only selling like, 3 or 4 pieces at a time. They go in the bottom of a bubble mailer and then you wrap it a couple times because I'll use like an 8x11 bubble mailer, 8x10 or whatever those are. So you roll it a couple times. It's fine.
It's like a sausage. It's just
but
like
not the
sausage.
I wouldn't think that the like roof pieces, like the green roof pieces would be
like they
that,
don't roll right. They have to go like diagonally into one of those. But I just
still put them in.
I have never, knock on wood. What? I have never had any issues.
Now, I would do that, but I would put cardboard. I would tape cardboard on both sides of it. Is what I would do.
Never worried about it. And I sell the green one, like the green and the yellow roof pieces. I'll sell those in like sets of like 4. So like 4 green pieces for like $12 plus shipping.
All right.
They sell pretty well.
Can you see what's stacked on the table behind me? Oh, I might have to switch my camera.
Are they games and puzzles? Because I've been wondering that since this morning.
Yeah.
Can you Yes.
He's got some games.
Okay. One benefit of being sick and wanting to die this past week was I spent a lot of time on my couch trying to do as much as I can without moving. And I have a big board that my husband cut me. We put felt under it and stuff, and I use it for puzzles. I did 35 puzzles all of last year, at least 35. That's how many I had saved on my phone in a little album. I have done 12 in the last week.
Wow.
I've just been doing puzzle after, which is my husband loves it because I have a stack like that in my living room, like on in our game shelf, and it's just mostly just puzzles. And I don't even like the picture on half the puzzles. It's just they're given to me or they're cheap or they're whatever. But yeah, I have completed and listed the puzzles. So I still have quite a significant stack, but we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on the fact that I have put together 12 of them.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Most of us like to go out and find the sealed puzzles in the wild and get excited that it's sealed. Samantha gets sad. She wants it open so she can actually have the excuse to complete it before she lists.
Yes. Yes. Also, I sold a puzzle. I still list them even if they're missing a piece or two. Most of the time I list them for the characters or the picture that's on them. If it's like a Buffalo Thomas Kincaid, like whatever, it's gone. Like I just toss it. But if it's like a 1990s Scooby-Doo and it's missing one piece, even if it's a 100-piece puzzle, I'll still list that as, pieces, craft supplies. It goes on Etsy. It goes up.
Really?
People will buy them even if they only use like 5 of the pieces because they want Scooby. They'll use it for crafts. They'll use it for whatever. Huh. Well, I had an old Tuco puzzle, Tuco, and they're like super, super old, and they don't like lock together. They just sit there. I had an older one, and it wasn't very many pieces, but those ones are tough. It doesn't need to be very many pieces, and it had 2 missing pieces plus like a chunk in the bottom left corner that was missing multiple pieces. But the lady that had owned it beforehand glued like a postcard or something to the back of it that was like similar colors so that when you put the puzzle together, it kind of looked okay. And I listed that more to like laugh at it every time I went through my listings. Or I don't know, like it only took up a small amount of space and I thought it was never going to sell. Somebody bought it. I had it on sale. They purchased it. They've already left me a positive review. They are so excited. They put it together. They thoroughly enjoyed it and they can't wait for their grandkids to do it as well.
Aww. I'm looking up Tuco puzzles. I'd never heard of that.
I've done a couple of them this past week, and they're tough. The one I put together the other day, I posted it on my Facebook, on my personal Facebook, and it might be on Sorting with Samantha as well. But it said 300 to 500 pieces. They don't even know how many pieces they have in them. They just give you a general.
Wait, do you have this listed?
Which what?
They all say that because I was like, that's weird because that's the one I pulled up. It said 300 to 500 pieces. I was like, what?
Most of them, or they're super specific and they'll be like 144, and I'm like, geez, okay, well, like it's one or the other. But yeah, it's really funny the range that they put on them. The one that I did was golden retriever puppies on a little fence, and I did it the other day. It was 320 pieces. So luckily it was in rows. I didn't count every piece, but it was in rows. So yeah, those are fun, but man, they're tough. So I have been having a lot of fun relaxing and doing puzzles.
Good for you.
I'm happy for you. Yes. All right. So now you're going to be sending Pam the buying fishing lures and sending them. I
saw that. I do want to give a shout out to Consign Cloud, who is our sponsor of today's live as well. They make it super easy for me to work on my couch.
Yeah, right.
It is so nice just being able to pull Consign Cloud up on my phone, snap pictures of whatever in between like photo room and list perfectly. Just it's all like done. But Consign Cloud, just getting that first step in there. So I know like, okay, this was, I was going through an auction last week, or not an auction. Oh my gosh, I wish. Going through a consignment bag last week and I pulled out a puzzle and I was like, oh, this one looks pretty easy. It's 500 pieces. Like this will be a quick one. So I went down and did it for dinner. And I just put it together while we were watching dinner or watching TV and eating dinner. And then I can snap all my pictures and put it right into Consign Cloud as that consigner before it gets lost in my sea of puzzles downstairs. And so I was super thankful. I still was able to list quite a few things from my couch between Consign Cloud and Photo Room. Very easy. Yeah. And the payouts. I don't have the bandwidth to do anything last week. I did not have, but I was still able to send everybody their money. And it was so nice having it so easy.
Maybe the new logo should be consigned from your couch.
Oh yeah. I don't know if my husband
Consigned
would
couch.
like that.
Maybe we should talk them into making it consigned couch instead of consigned couch. I don't know.
That's funny.
Too funny. Too funny. All right, y'all. I got a little predicament. This weekend, there are too many good estates.
Oh my God, shut up. Shut up. Too many estate. We haven't had an estate sale here in like 3 months, and we barely have them in the summertime, and you got too many.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time though. It's
How many can you do? I mean, you can do 2 on Saturday, maybe 2 on Sunday. Like,
well, see, one is literally on the road street right behind us.
no brainer. That doesn't even count. Okay.
So, but there's another one further away that's got some really good stuff. So
how far away?
Oh, I haven't totally mapped it, but I would say 15 minutes.
So Johnny goes to the one that's at his neighbor's house, and he tells you how great it is. Well, you go to the one across town.
So Nick is determined to get there before Johnny.
He's like, sorry, babe, we're making coffee at home this morning. Get in the car.
Sign up sheets. He's like, we'll sign up, go get coffee, come back,
Oh, okay. All right.
He's determined that he's going to beat them because I don't know. I've been doing my research on him, but I don't know. I'm so torn.
I don't understand why you're torn.
Because which one do I go to first? Like
you and Nick have separate vehicles.
Yeah, but then we're not together.
I don't think the mic picks up that far.
No, it doesn't. No,
oh my gosh, wouldn't that be amazing if they were just like FaceTiming each other from separate sales like the whole time? Just
what do you think about this? Look at that. Look. Yeah. The thing about miking him up though, y'all, is sometimes I gotta be real careful when I'm editing because some very edited needing things come out of his mouth sometimes when he's not near me. He won't be anywhere near me, and I'll be listening. All of a sudden, I'll be like,
Nicholas. Mr. C Chats.
We were in a church for that sale. What are you doing?
What were you thinking?
That's funny. Yeah. Well, it's all those, the saran wrap. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Pick up too many.
Saran wrap I'm never going to live down the saran wrap.
That was just it's been recorded for everyone to see for all time now.
It was the best. You guys all need to go to our Gatlinburg
box of saran.
It doesn't even matter how much it was. Oh my God.
Thrifting mistakes.
That was the best. That was the first thing. The first thing she picked up.
It was the very first thing I picked up because the
last thing she set down.
Oh, Lord.
That was great. See, you shouldn't live it down. It's fine. You're gonna do it. Great.
I know,
Pam, I really appreciate that you are commenting and keeping this going. Everybody else is quiet.
Yeah, why is everybody so quiet? This is unusual.
I know. Chatter everywhere.
Everybody's cracked down for the new year, maybe. They're still...
Right? They're all focused and working hard.
Yeah.
So, I don't have...
Carmen.
I don't... Hey. Oh, don't tell Bill that. Oh my gosh. I'm glad we don't have like a storefront, but
yeah.
Oh, so
he does represent me at the post office every day. So
listen,
we'll have to take away his Mr. C Chat's title. That's what we'll have to do if this continues.
He's now got a BFF at the post office. Like
Oh,
they know each other by name. He's like, "Hey man, what's up?" Like he's mad if I don't show up. Like Nick's got a buddy now at the post office.
yeah.
That's funny.
They're friends. They're
So I do too, but I live in such a small town that like 3 of the employees are my cousins. So I guess that doesn't really count. Like I went to high school with the other girl, and then like,
yeah. See, we have to find the right post office, and it's funny because the one I think that Nick goes to is the one that Johnny and Lizzie don't like. They can't stand it, so they go to a different one that's completely a totally different direction. And Nick goes to this one because he and this guy are buddies. Like he's like,
there you
he never
go.
has to wait in line. He's always like, "Oh, there you are. Come on, bring him up." You know,
I love it.
looks like it was a good day. Like,
So I will tell you, especially since there's
Oh,
he heard us talking about him. He's probably been the one silently here the whole time. He's on his lunch break, slacking.
right.
Oh, we need to shout out like Frizzy's Finds for turning us on to Prime Lister. Hello.
Yeah.
What the
by
heck?
the way,
Okay, wait. What the heck is that?
So yeah, I called Libby up and I'm like, I really think we need to try a different listing thing for the sharing your closet and Poshmark. I know Johnny talked about this, so I went and I got their link and I sent it to Libby. I go, just check it out. I think it's like a 2-week trial period. Check it out. And she did.
And we're in.
Y'all,
Yeah.
We're now
Nice.
in. Like we're now paying in.
Yeah.
So-
Happy to pay. Happy to pay.
Well,
Happily
You
pay.
need
Johnny-
to add a code or something in here.
Yeah,
Johnny,
we're gonna
share
do that.
yours. Does Johnny
Libby's-
have one?
Libby's
Yeah,
applying
we
for
use
one.
Johnny's. Yeah.
Yeah. We use Johnny's for that. We're going to apply for one for Consignment Chats, but Johnny can certainly share his here now because we don't have one yet. But yeah, so thanks, Johnny. We are all signed in under you. And I got to tell you, I've sold more and we've had other.
And say, Molly, and tell the people what happened when
we
we
have
did
had
this.
other bots that we share with. I mean, this is not our first. We've been doing
Right.
this with others, but I just kept thinking. And then later, after watching and listening to Johnny and Lizzie, at one point I was watching one of Kristen Rural Squirrels videos, and she's a Prime Lister person too. And I'm like, okay, I really need to look more into this Prime Lister thing because I'm not selling much. And I would say to Libby, are you sure it's sharing my stuff or is it just your stuff? Because
I just want you all to know that List Perfectly has that built in to their Pro Plus whatever plan that I am on, and it works perfectly fine. So if you're a List Perfectly user or you want to be, here you go. Use this code. It does that. I don't need to look into this Prime whatever y'all are talking about.
all I have to say is, of all the things that we have used over the years for sharing, I have sold more in the last 2 weeks than probably the last 6 months on Poshmark.
I would say the last year, Molly.
Yeah.
More
Thank
than
you,
Nice.
Johnny and Lizzie, for
That's
talking about
awesome.
multiple times. Thank me for watching your videos so that I could learn about this. Oh, no. Just to put this out there for them one more time. But my son calls me every time we go live. Anyway, I also want to tell you that if you don't follow Frizzy Finds, go follow them. But they just did their new brand episode, which if you are somebody who goes out sourcing, you want to watch it because Lizzie is master of brands. So she
I had a nickel for every time Molly said, well, Lizzie said, or in Lizzie's video, and Lizzie said, Lizzie, I'm like, I need to meet Lizzie in person.
She's so good at it.
Yeah.
I don't always go for that because I've gotten more into vintage and stuff like that, but it's just fun to know if I see something, I'll be like, oh, there, that. But anyway, if you're somebody who's into that, you want to watch that video because they do a great breakdown of the brands, how they sold on different platforms. And it's just, she's very knowledgeable in that. And they got an email that they're one of the top, correct me if I'm wrong, Johnny, 5%, I forget, 1% of women's clothing sales for the year. He's just beauty, he's the brains of it all. Tell me your stats again on your eBay email that you got. Anyway, it was very good. I was proud of them.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah. She works hard. They did good. And having that beauty Johnny beside, I know helps. Even though he's a Bills fan.
Oh my gosh.
What post office do you
How about them Lions, eh?
Market Street.
Uh,
John,
All right, guys, you know you lose me the second you start talking about all this sports ball stuff.
all right, I'm
we
gonna
love
fly,
sports ball.
I'm gonna
Oh my
fly
gosh.
Eagles Fly right now because I think we're gonna probably stop flying after this weekend, but I gotta flap my wings while I can.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no,
Nick goes to Market Street and he's got a buddy. Who's your buddy? Chris. Chris is his buddy at Market Street. I know you guys go out to Oak Ridge, but he's got a buddy.
Are we talking about the post offices again? Or
Yeah,
is this
I never
you
answered
having a conversation with Johnny at this point? Like, is that what we're doing?
Did y'all-
Okay, I just wanted to explain that to everybody.
They are in eBay's top 1% of women's clothing.
Good job.
Wow, that is incredible. Good job. Yeah.
All right,
Tech and sports can suck it. Oh, sorry. Wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
See, look at
It
this.
wasn't he men's clothing or whatever, but
They don't like the
oh,
Market Street.
well, we always say, like consignment isn't for everybody. Apparently, certain post offices aren't for everybody either, I guess.
yeah, that applies. That definitely applies.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
No, Nick's made a buddy. Nick doesn't. Nick goes right in there, and that guy is right there, takes him right out. He's like misses him if he's not there. He's got a friend. So yeah.
Well, I
Right.
feel like Nick knows how to like read people and adapt to whatever that person needs. Like he's a people person. He sees them, he can pick something out about them or their personality, and he can just like
Wait, we
walk
didn't
right
have him
into
take
it.
the personality test.
We did
We
not.
should.
That's why he runs people at the bank. I mean, because he's good at that stuff, I guess. Nick,
Right.
you need to take a personality test.
Yeah, we need to know. And Billy's definitely going to want to know what Mr. C Chats is.
Yeah, Billy needs to know.
I
She-
did it, so he's got to do it now. He's the last holdout. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to cut this off on my end at least because
Yeah.
we have to
We
do our
gotta go.
us at 1. Got to grab
Yeah.
some lunch, and Nick's about to get on a call. He just came home and wasn't here all day, but now that I'm here live talking, he's about to join a call right here. So I need to.
Did he finish the shipping?
Did Libby want to finish your shipping?
Holy. Because Bill,
He's already been to Market Street and visited Chris, so we're all good.
All right.
good job. Bill finished his too, just for the record. So yeah,
Right.
Johnny, get back to work.
Yeah,
Gosh.
Jeez Louise.
All right, guys. Oh, catch yesterday's episode, please.
Please.
Okay.
It's all about mistakes we've made in the
Yes.
reselling world.
It should have huge views. I wasn't on it, so everybody should be over there. Yeah.
13 years of mistakes laid out all for
Ooh.
that beautiful display. Yes.
And y'all,
Ooh.
next week is our spotlight on Pam of Whimsy and Such, so hang on for that too. So that's a
Yeah.
good. All right.
Yes.
Until
All right,
next time, y'all.
Bye.
Cheers.